Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. It's time to go for one more Pokemon movie this year. Throughout 2019, I've been blogging many different Pokemon movies, from the 4th theatrical film, the Sinnoh trilogy, the Zoroark movie, The Power of Us, the live-action movie, and of course, the first theatrical film. By the way, I can't believe it's been about 20 years since Mewtwo Strikes Back made its theatrical release. And I still think the movie is good. I mean, it has a good moral, great voice acting, and good animation for its time. But on the other hand, it has a few flaws, like a few misnamed Pokemon, the cloning process, and of course the ending where everybody loses their memories, which is just dumb. And I still don't understand why they made a CGI remake of this movie. However, little do people know or remember that Mewtwo Strikes Back gained a sequel a couple years later, and of course, it's the subject of my blog today. Released on television in Japan on December 30th, 2000, and released to video and DVD in the United States on December 4th, 2001, the special is Pokemon Mewtwo Returns. So, let's get started. Ash, Misty, and Brock continue their journey through the Johto region. After taking shelter in a lodge in Purity Canyon, the gang have to rescue Pikachu after Team Rocket kidnapped him. The search leads them to a hidden plateau on top of Mount Cana, where Mewtwo has established a haven for the cloned Pokemon from the previous film. However, the evil Giovanni from Team Rocket is plotting to recapture Mewtwo and renew his efforts to create an army of bioengineered Pokemon. Aided by the reluctant Meowth, Ash and his friends, along with Mewtwo, must work together to defeat Giovanni and his Team Rocket grunts. So, how was this sequel? Was it better than Mewtwo Strikes Back? Well, absolutely. But before I get ahead of myself, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, like Pokemon Forever, this special takes place during the events of Pokemon Johto League Champions season. Also, in the American dubbed version, the DVD, not the VHS, features a second mini-feature in addition to the movie, which is named The Uncut Story of Mewtwo's Origins. Fun fact, this 10-minute segment was originally part of Mewtwo Strikes Back's running length in the Japanese version, but sadly, it was cut from the US release because it was deemed too dark for the film's American G rating. Also to note, the original score from Mewtwo Strikes Back is reused in this movie. Awesome. As for the animation, well, to me, this animation is, well, kind of in the same quality as the TV show, but it's not bad. It's just not good enough for theaters, though. But I do like how Purity Canyon looks in this movie. It's said to be the Johto region's greatest natural wonder. And it is known for its harsh weather, which tourists are warned about in their local guidebooks. And due to the extreme weather, crossing the canyon is almost impossible on foot. So the only way to get across is by using a bus that passes through once a month. And there's also a lodge which is built for tourists who miss the bus, and they have to wait there for the next one in a month. Plus, because of the nice clean water around there, the canyon is home to all sorts of bug Pokemon, like Ledian, Kakuna, Butterfree, Beedrill, and more. In the center of the canyon is Mount Cana, which is said to be the highest mountain in the entire Johto region. At the top of the mountain is Clarity Lake, which goes on for miles and miles, and the water is incredibly clean and clear. Plus, it is said that the water possesses healing properties, which works on both humans and Pokemon. And in the middle of the lake is an island where Mewtwo and the clones have settled. Now, there are also a few scenes in this movie that are very memorable to me. I mean, not only do many of these scenes bring back memories from Mewtwo Strikes Back, but due to the science in this movie, some parts of it bring back memories from 5th grade science and health. Thanks a lot for teaching them to me, Miss Dutcher. Plus, the part where Team Rocket take over Mewtwo's hideout and turn it into a new base makes me think of a similar scene from E.T. However, some of my favorite scenes in this film include the part where we see a bunch of baby Nidoqueen and Rhyhorn, which is really adorable, by the way, and the scene where the bug Pokemon attack the Team Rocket grunts due to them polluting the lake. Now let's talk about the characters and their voice actors. Ash Ketchum is once again voiced by Veronica Taylor, who not only voices May in the Hoenn series, but also voices in Nana 7 of 7. In my eyes, Ash is still a great Pokemon trainer, and like in the Lucario movie from the Hoenn series, I like that Ash never gives up while trying to get Pikachu back. Also, the only Pokemon that Ash uses throughout this movie are Chikorita and Bulbasaur. One time, while making a huge log into a canoe with Razor Leaf, and when they used their Vine Whip to help Ash get Mewtwo to the spring. However, the only flaw with Ash is that he doesn't have any taste for Purity River water. Ash's best friend, Pikachu, is again voiced by Iko Otani. In my eyes, while it is separated from Ash for most of the movie, Pikachu is very independent and smart. And I do like Pikachu making friends with its clone counterpart, and when it uses Thunderbolt to destroy one of the machines restraining Mewtwo. Next are Misty and Brock, voiced by Rachel Lillis and Eric Stewart. These two are still great traveling companions, just like in the Kanto season, and I like that they send out their Pokemon, which consist of Goldeen, Staryu, Poliwhirl, Onix, Geodude, Golbat, and Pineco, in order to hold back Giovanni. Also, during the movie, Brock may be annoying when he flirts with a girl twice in this movie, but I still like his Pokemon breeding skills, and I think the part where he uses his frying pan as a drying pan is pretty funny. As for Misty, well, I do like that she pulls Brock's ear whenever he flirts, plus her entomophobia, or her fear of bug Pokemon, is, well, very nostalgic during the river scene. And while her Togepi doesn't have a big role in this, I still think it's very adorable. Next are Team Rocket's Jessie and James, also voiced by Rachel Lillis and Eric Stewart. While these two were successful to capture Pikachu with an electric absorbing wire, I thought they were stupid to install rockets on their hot air balloon. Plus, I thought it was very emotional when they got locked up in a cell on Mewtwo's island. And I did like that they made the floor slippery while they were forced to mop, in order to trip up Domino and get her head stuck in a pail. Also, there's this one scene where James breaks the fourth wall, saying, "This is like the sequel to a movie I missed," which is due to the memory loss from the first movie. Meowth is voiced by the late Maddie Bluestein, best known for voicing Raymond the Pirate from the first movie, as well as voicing Bill, Sabrina's father, Lieutenant Surge, Seymour the Scientist, AJ, Damien, Melvin the Magician, Atoshi, Dario, Oswald, and Anthony from the Kanto season. In my eyes, Meowth sticks out more than his pals do, due to him translating the Pikachu clone. Plus, I do like that Meowth goes from shenanigan villain to supporting character in this movie. Our title Pokemon, Mewtwo, is this time voiced by Dan Green. Best known from Yu-Gi-Oh!, as well as Pokemon 3, Pokemon Forever, and Arceus and the Jewel of Life. In this movie, Mewtwo and the clones have settled on an island on Mount Cana in order to remain secret and in peace. To prevent any encounters with humans, Mewtwo frequently used severe storms to make the mountain inaccessible. In my opinion, Mewtwo's role in this movie is very relatable, and I do like that he's not a villain this time. I like the part where Mewtwo uses his telekinesis to save a bus full of people from a storm, when it saved Pikachu from getting attacked by its clone counterpart, and when it uses his powers to move the lake and the spring beneath Mount Cana in order to protect them. Plus, I think Dan Green's voice for Mewtwo is very strong. Next we have Pikachu's clone counterpart, Pikachu 2, or as I like to call it, Pikachu X, vocalized by Megumi Hayashibara. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. In my eyes, I think this version of Pikachu is a great second-hand leader for the clones, and while it wasn't happy to see Ash's Pikachu at first, I like that they become friends as the film progresses. Meowth's clone counterpart, Meowth 2, or Meowth X, is vocalized by Chiyako Shibahara. Like in the first movie, I like that this Meowth is not violent compared to the other clones, and I do like its friendship with Team Rocket's Meowth. Next we come to the Team Rocket leader and main villain for the film, Giovanni, voiced by Ted Lewis, who also voiced Tracy Sketchit from the Orange Island season, along with Brock's father Flint during the Kanto season, and Corey from the first movie. To me, like in the games and several episodes that he's featured in, Giovanni is a power-hungry and despicable businessman. His ultimate plan, after the Team Rocket satellites have tracked down Mewtwo, is to recapture it and make his hideout into a new base for Team Rocket and set up an army of bioengineered Pokemon. Plus, I think the machines that Giovanni uses to restrain and torture Mewtwo are very highly advanced and painful. Our first new character is Luna Carson, voiced by Amy Birnbaum. Best known for voicing Melody in Pokemon 2000, Molly Hale from Pokemon 3, and Max from the Hoenn season. Luna partly works for the bus company, but mainly observes native Pokemon in their habitats, and she does research papers on them. Also, I think Luna is a great character due to her letting Ash and the gang stay at the lodge, and she's also a skilled guide and mountain climber for our heroes while climbing Mount Cana. Next we have Cullen Calyx, voiced by Scotty Ray, who voiced Drake during the Orange Island season. Cullen is the famous researcher and professor of medicine. Cullen plans to unravel the secret of Purity Canyon's water and explore Mount Cana. Plus, I do like Cullen's relationship with Luna. Finally, we have our secondary antagonist, Team Rocket Agent 009, Domino, voiced by Carey Williams, who I know as Casey from the Johto season, and of course Jirachi from Jirachi Wishmaker. In the film, Domino is said to partly work for the Pokemon Institute. In my opinion, Domino is a capable fighter, also demonstrating an excellent sense of balance and advanced gymnastic skills, like when she dodged a huge boulder, which I don't think was as dangerous as the one from Indiana Jones. Her weapon of choice is an electrical charged tulip, which is known to, shoot electric blasts and can extend into a tulip staff. In addition, Domino is a skilled actress, using a bubbly and friendly persona to fool people completely for extended periods of time before she drops all pretenses and shows them the wicked and ruthless person she truly is. However, I think Domino's personality is pretty similar to Larxine's from the Kingdom Hearts games due to her sadistic behavior. Plus, the part where she bursts Team Rocket's balloon, and when she puts black restraining belts on Ash, his friends, and the clones, was really devious. And now let's move on to my final words. Overall, Pokemon Mewtwo Returns was a great sequel, and it really did make up for the first movie's ending. The animation wasn't bad, but not as good as the other Pokemon movies due to the TV quality. The story is emotional and nostalgic, and it contains great action sequences and several humorous and scientific moments. Ash and the gang are great. Jessie and James, while successful at capturing Pikachu, are still shenanigan villains. Pikachu's role was very independent, and I like that Meowth became a supporting character throughout this movie. Plus, Mewtwo became a very sympathetic character. Also, Luna and Cullen were great supporting characters, and they had great chemistry together as researchers. And the villains, Giovanni and Domino, are really devious. So, while this movie may be out of print these days, I highly recommend all of you to watch this movie, especially if you were once fans of the first film. I give this movie a 90% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me again next time, where we'll look into a pony movie from the 80s. Mustang Power.